Dark Souls is a video game that came out in 2009. Ever since it came out, it's been a legendary piece of art that everyone in the world loves, and we all appreciate and love it. But I have a lot of grievances with this game. I also think it's the greatest game ever made. You see, the intro to this game is truly one of the greatest ever. I really think that it is really good, but this game has some pacing issues and issues with there is nothing really that bad with this game except for the last half of the game. I will not show footage of stuff that is spoiler, because I don't want to spoil people who have never experienced Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 came out in 2009. Dark Souls is set in a fantasy world created by Miyazaki Tianaki. He created the world after he was in a car accident. 5 people died, but they were kind of just like nothing, so it was okay. People came and helped him get his car out of the wreckage, and from that experience, he came up with the idea for the multiplayer, where people come into your world, your life, and help you, and then you never see them again. He Miyazaki had a lot of child trauma, and from the horrific events that happened as he was a little boy, he carried those traumatic events into his 40s, and he decided to make Dark Souls and Demon Souls and the other games that he made because he's traumatized. Dark Souls has a lot of awesome things about it. Dark Souls is one of my favorite things in the world. The greatest thing that he ever did was this cutscene right here. This intro cutscene to Dark Souls is the coolest ever, and I really think that it's really cool. He did a good job on this cutscene, and he really deserves all the game awards because this intro cutscene is really cool. Miyazaki was traumatized as a child, and he made this game. A lot of cool things are in this game, like the systems and the anthropomorphic animals like snakes and rats. I think it's really cool that they are in there. He thought about that. I think it's really cool. A thing that you probably didn't know about this game is that it sucks. It's a load of bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. But it's also really good and fair in everything. Any mistake that you make is your own doing. This intro is a testament to how good this game is. Let me just let the cutscene play out, because this cutscene speaks volumes.
And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
You're chilling in your cell, and your chill sesh is interrupted by a rude knight coming through the ceiling to drop off a body that drops a key, a very much important key. If you look at the description of the key, it tells you the key to the dungeon of the undead asylum to the north. A mysterious knight, without saying a word, shoved the corpse down into the cell. On his person was this key. Who was this knight? And what was his purpose? There may be no answers, but one must still forge ahead. Now this is your only clue as to what this is all about and why you're even setting out on this journey to begin with. You have no reason to do anything. You don't know any of the big themes or the consequences of your actions or anything sort of thing like that. You just know that you have to forge ahead because this key tells you to. And so the very first thing everyone who starts this game does is they walk over to this pot and they turn the camera so you can see down into the pot, and you'll see there's 3 little pieces of turds. There's poo in the pot, and you can see the cockroaches next to the dead rat clipping through the pot. And then you continue onwards anyway. You forge on ahead to see what comes next, what your journey's gonna unfold into. You walk through this long hallway of undead people. They're all unwittingly a part of this horrific world. They don't know anything of what's going on. They are all withdrawn from this world. They're just stuck in this prison, this hellscape. They're just stuck here for all eternity, and it's really sad and fucked up. And you look, as you try to focus the camera on these characters, you can see in the background there's a big lumbering fat slob in the other room. You don't ponder it too long because you cannot enter his domain. He's locked in there. You cannot enter it, but you keep this in mind as you walk on forward into your next domain. Not domain, but area that you enter. You walk through this hallway. You see this little man, this pathetic man sitting in the puddle. The water is darkened by his piss and cum and shit. You jump down in it anyway. You don't have to, but most players will enter this pond to see what is up. Can you walk in water? You'll realize there's really cool water effects. I am playing the remastered Dark Souls. This is why the water looks this way. It looks pretty good in the original as well, but you'll realize you can walk in water. You'll realize this Hollow, this character down here, he looks like a zomboid, but he's not interacting with you. He's not interfacing with you. He seems unfazed by your presence. He's simply sitting there, looking out straight ahead into the other end of the room, I guess. And he's covering his pee-pee with his arms. He seems ashamed of what he's done. The water is turning yellow. You walk on ahead. You find this ladder. You figure out how to climb a ladder, and you go up this ladder. And there's only one way to forge ahead. You enter this large area. It seems like a church or something. There's only one thing to do here. Well, there's 2 things to do. But you see this thing in the middle. It lets you interact with it. It's the only thing your eye will focus on before the door, most likely. And you see the prompt of light bonfire. And so you light it. And it's lit. You rest at the bonfire. You have only but one option to do as you sit down at the bonfire. And so you do so. And then you just leave because that's the only option you get. You look around carefully. Everyone does this. You look around carefully to see if there's anything in your area. You'll see there's a door. It doesn't open from this side. That's a thing that you'll keep in mind for later. You see the staircase and you walk up ahead. You have no idea what's coming. This is the experience of everyone who played this game the first time ever. You walk into this church, and unbeknownst to you, there's a giant demon right there. And so you freak out and you freaking run the hell out of this room. Holy crap. edit in a meme or something there. You light the next bonfire because you've already learned this mechanic of the bonfire. You sit down. You most likely didn't feel any sort of effect from sitting at the bonfire because you've yet to take any damage, and so you sit down and you just like, why? What's even the point? I don't get it. You don't even realize this is the checkpoint system. Some people might die up there to the boss, and then that would be the realization. They'd be spawning back at that other bonfire, and they would figure out that's a respawn point. Some people would never realize this and just keep playing. They forge ahead and they see this character, this mysterious character running away with a bow and arrow, shooting at you from across the entire hallway. He's an ominous presence, and you realize instantly that you need to take him out. You sprint up to him and you friggin' take him the fuck out. You take him out, and then you walk on ahead through the fog. You realize there's a fog, and you're like, whoa, what's that? Oh, and you walk through it, and so you explore, and then you see this. What the heck? Backstep roll. Then you realize that you can roll, and so you roll because that's what the thing said. You go down these stairs and you'll find not much down here, but you find this. What's this? Open? You open up this door, and this door leads you out here, and you're like, what? There's a bonfire here. Let me check out the bonfire. You walk up to the bonfire. You can rest at it. It doesn't tell you to light the bonfire. You try to light it, but you sit down. So you realize, have I been here before? You look around. You see this door. I have clearly been here before. That's where the boss was. You walk up and you try to open the door. It seems to be locked by some contraption. So you're puzzled by this, because you were in there just earlier, not too long ago. You lumber back up these stairs over here. You try to figure out where to go. You see there's stairs there, but your logic brain will make you go check out this other left path over here before you go up the stairs. You walk around. You see, oh, there's an item. I'd love to get that item, but you cannot reach the item, and so you stand here confuzzled by the proposition of an item up there which you cannot reach. You walk around. You realize this looks like a destructible wall or something. You hit it. You cannot destroy the wall by hitting it. Maybe you cannot ever destroy it. The fact is you cannot. I will tell you this right now. Spoilers. And so you walk up around here. You see here, there's a door here, and you look in through this door. You'll notice a knight. This knight looks rather familiar. You're not sure why you feel familiar feelings towards this knight sitting over there, but I do. It happened like a few minutes ago. That's the knight who dropped the body. And here's the classic. The boulder rolls down the stairs, and every noob gets hit by that the first time. There's not much you can do about it if you're a noob, because how would you know? It's a silly little goof on everyone who played the game for the first time. And so you walk down, and well, most people will not realize this. First, they will probably walk up to this door over here, and they'll try to open it, but it's locked. So where could I possibly go, they'll think. And so they'll walk backwards, and they'll realize, hold the fucking phone, this wall wasn't open earlier. They'll walk through, curious, but also afraid. What could be through here? And then you see, aha, that's where this knight character was that I saw through the door just now. Over there. And so you walk over to him and you realize you can talk to this character. So you press the A button to the prompt. And so you listen to him speak. And these are his words.
I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon. Then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I were both under. Hear me out.
You get the first dialogue option in the game. Most players will just press yes instantly to agree to let him talk and tell you what to do. But the right decision is to say no and not let him talk.
Perhaps I was too hopeful. Please, leave me be. I have not long to live, and I may harm you after death. Now, go.
He turns into a crybaby sob boy, and all you can do is really just put him down out of his misery. You may be cool and walk away, but you walk away a little bit and then you realize, hold up, he dropped something. Let me go back real quick and check what he dropped. That's some epic loot. You pick up his cool loot. You find that you've picked up the Estus flasks and a key. You assume the key must work for this door up here, because why else would you get a key when you've only seen one locked door? And so you walk up here. You don't know what the fuck the Estus flask is, and so you forge on ahead. You walk up and you see, what the hell, there's a lot of enemies, and so you freak the fuck out probably, and you're like, what the hell, there's so many enemies, and so you just fucking kill them, because you'll probably be able to handle 2 enemies. It's not that bad. And then you get maybe hit by an arrow, because it's like they do so little damage, it doesn't really fucking matter at all. And then you just heal, because you're not gonna need another fucking Estus flask, because you're not a fucking noob. And then you parry this guy in a second. Just hold on while I parry this guy. Yeah, and then you parry this fucking loser. And then you kill him real fucking quick, because he's a fucking loser. And then you heal, because you were just so carefree during that whole fight that you didn't even like think to try and not take damage. You just wanted to do a cool parry. So it didn't really matter that you took damage there. Then you take a short little break, because you take a sip of your drink of your choice, and then you stand outside this gate while you take your sip, as whatever, and then you realize this is a big gate. It's not like the other gate I traversed through, like it was nothing. This looks like an important gate. You traverse through the light. What could be on the other side? Holy crap, you look around, and then you see this giant demon, and then you jump down and fucking kill him. You stab him in the fucking neck, in the back of his sternum, or whatever that point of his body would be. You quickly eliminate the fucking loser. He might hit you a few times, because it's your first time, it's your first go around, so it's like, of course you're gonna take damage. You've never done this fight in your life, and so you get hit and you feel embarrassed. You take a few sips of your orange drink. You're confused, you're baffled, because you've been hit, and you've been hit into you're getting CBD or whatever, like a wrestler, and you fucking freak the fuck out, and you drink a lot of juice to stay alive. You don't really mind too much that he is attacking you, and then when he's dead, you just chill the fuck out. And then you get a cool key, and you're like, what the hell? I got a key from killing the character that attacked me earlier in the game. You get a humanity as well. You don't know what that means yet. And so you open up your inventory, and then you obviously go to the humanity in your inventory, and you look at the description. That's what everyone does, and you read it to get the lore. This black sprite is called humanity, but little is known about its true nature. If the soul is the source of all life, then what distinguishes the humanity we hold within ourselves? And so you get that little thing right there. You don't really think too much about it, because that's like, whoa, that's just a big question in the description. What the hell? And so while you're looking at the description, you're like, oh yeah, I didn't look at the description of the other stuff. So you look at it and you're like, the dark sign, what the hell is this? The dark sign signifies an accursed undead. Those branded with it are reborn after death, but will one day lose their mind and go hollow. What? Death triggers the dark sign, which returns its bearer to the last bonfire rested at, but at the cost of all humanity and souls. So you realize you never want to use that ever by that last paragraph right there, if you read it properly. And then you go up to these other things, and it's like, what is this black separation crystal? This black crystal, long a symbol of farewell, is granted to banished undead. The crystal sends phantoms back to their homes, or sends you back to yours. Beware of fickle use of this item if you intend to nurture relations. You're like, well, I don't know what the fuck that means, whatever. And then you go to the Estus flask that you got when you looted that dude. You're like, you read it, and then you would say this, because this is what you would say if you read it out loud. The undead treasure will, these dull green flasks filled with Estus at bonfires, fills HP. These Estus flasks are linked to the bonfire keepers. The Dark Tales also make reference. An emerald flask from the Keeper's soul. She lives to protect the flame and dies to protect it further. Now, you'll read that and be like, I don't give a fuck. What the fuck? I don't get it, dude. Why they write shit like that in the descriptions? What are they talking about? And then you move on. Because it's fucking nothing to you at this point. It means fucking nothing. It's nothing to you. So you walk up and you're like, hold on, there's a lot of stuff around here. I mean, there's obviously got to be something around here because it's a big open area. Let me look around. Holy crap, I found an item. And then you'll continue walking around, just kind of fuzzled by this whole green plateau of stuff. It's very nice compared to the other shitty poo-poo looking areas you've been walking through. You see this little nest, two little eggs in there. You're like, well, there's got to be something. You don't really care because you don't know. There's no interactable stuff going on, so you just keep going. You forge on ahead, and you see the top of the cliff. There's nothing really here, but you keep going anyway. And then you reach the top of the cliff, and this really cool cutscene happens.
In the ancient legends, it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen.
No, that's really cool. I think. I really think that's really cool. So, and and then the pacing goes down and up again, and then as soon as the game boots up again, after the cutscene, the game becomes really good again because the pacing is so fucked up there. They let you walk up there and nothing happens, and then the pacing is bad and good. And then you come here and you're really impressed by all the architecture, and you're like, whoa, this, surely I could not be walking in these areas that I'm seeing in this intro cutscene thing. Surely these are just like random structures built around. Surely I will not explore these areas at one point. And so you look around and you're like, whoa, this is cool, whoa. And you're like, this is a cool area. You wouldn't think that this would be like a hub area. You're just like, well, I'm gonna explore. Whoa, and you see, oh, the bonfire, let me light it. And then you sit down when you're trying to light it. And so when you sit down, you realize, wait, there's way more options now. And so you go to level up, and then you're like, what? I can level up? And then you read through all these, and then you realize, whoa, I don't know what the fuck that means, because I have never played a From Software game. And so you just go vitality, sure, whatever. And then endurance, whatever. I don't know what they do, though. I'll just level them up. Strength, whatever, I don't know. I'm a noob, I don't know anything. And then you accept it, just because that seems like what you do after you pick the things that you want to level up. And you exit it, and then you try, what is kindle? What does that mean? You cannot kindle while hollowed. What does that even mean? What the hell? I'm a noob. I've never played it before. And you press OK, and then you see, what's the last option mean? Reverse hollowing. So that's that word hollowing again. You press it. No humanity. I've seen an item called humanity before, and so you go into your inventory, you find the humanity, and you're like, oh yeah, that's the humanity. And then you use it because that seems like the right thing to do when it says you have no humanity. And so you go back and you try it again. Reverse hollowing. Let me try that. Reverse hollowing. Alright, let's see what happens. Huh. I don't know what happened there. You look at your character and you see, wait, I'm human. I'm no longer a gross-looking creature. And then you try kindle again, because it said, okay, no humanity. What the heck? So I need more humanity, I suppose. And then you forge on ahead, and then you forge on over to this guy, and then you talk to him, and he has some really epic dialogue. Let's listen to him talk.
You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are actually two bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Light Tower. Bring them both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, what do you know? It is why you came, isn't it? It is a cursed man, the undead.
So he's clearly not a happy guy, and he tells you about these two objectives, but he just tells you that you can ring some bells, but like you don't really know what to think of it. But it seems like there's some sort of objective or something. So you walk around confused, you don't know where to go or what to do. You walk around, you'll probably find this area, and you're like, whoa, this looks important. You see a chest, so you check it, but it's open, there's nothing in it. You can't really do anything with it. You see this beautiful little pond right here. It's like, oh, it's just a little nice area with water. You walk around, look around, and then every single player that's ever played this game will walk over here and they'll be like, what the heck? This looks important. And they'll walk down these freaking stairs and then, oh, a skeleton. Let me fight the skeleton. But the skeletons take no effing damage. What the heck? But what the hell? They're doing a lot of damage to me. What the heck? What is that bar on my screen? I don't get it. What the hell? And then they murder you really hard. And you die. What the heck? And so you're confused. Why the hell would I die when I just killed a bunch of enemies really easily? I killed a boss really easily. Why would they kill me so easily? So you spawn and you walk over here to find out what's over in this direction. Because yeah, that's what you would do. And you look, wait, what is this now? You talk to this lady. She doesn't really speak, but you can reinforce your Estus flask. I have an Estus flask, but you don't have a Firekeeper soul, which is required to reinforce it. And you try to talk to her. She doesn't want to speak. What the hell? And so you leave. Fucking thought. Don't want to talk to her. And then you keep walking. Didn't want to talk to her anyway. And then you explore in this direction, and you're confused. Where do I go? I got killed by the skeletons. I don't want to go that way because that was so hard. You find an elevator, I suppose, and you go down the elevator. You're like, oh wow, where is it taking me? This is going really far down. What the hell? This is scary. Whoa. And then you look around as the elevator it comes to its conclusion. You look around confused. Whoa, this place is dark and spooky. I'm in like a giant cave. What the hell? What the fuck? You walk around and you see this character right here. He seems like he's given up on life. You walk over around here. You find another character who's given up on it. So you instantly understand that these are what we call hollows. You just instantly know that that's what they are, and you keep walking, and then you go through here, and then you run because you want to get over to the thing I'm trying to talk about quicker, across this bridge, and you have no idea what the heck is going on. You're just running around. You're just running this direction. And there's so much water. What the hell? Oh, there's an item there. That's really cool. Let me go get that item, dude. Oh, and you instantly realize that you would die if you fall over off that edge. You just know that because that's just an intuitive thing that everyone would realize instantly, because it's very clear and obvious that you would die if you walked off the edge here. You would realize that. And then you see these ghosts. What the hell? There's ghosts. You attack the ghosts. What the hell? I do no damage to the ghosts, and they push you off the edge. They always do that to every new player. That's what happens. And so you die, and you're like, wait. So the skeletons I do barely any damage to. The ghostesses I can't even do any damage to. And so you're like, where do I even go? And you look around, and you're like, oh, I never went up this way. And so you look down the well, and you're like, oh, there's nothing there. You keep going, and you go up this way. What could be this? What could be this way? What could this path lead me to? And then you realize, wait, these are the enemies, sort of, kind of, that I already fought. These actually die. What the heck? And so you realize this must be the path to absolution. This must be the path to progress. And so you forge on ahead. You forge right the hell up this way. And then you forge your way through this staircase, and you forge your way, and then you forge this guy up the ass, and you see this guy's throwing firebombs, and so it makes this area really hard because he's throwing firebombs, and then you kill them all eventually after a million attempts, because it's really hard to anyone who's never played the game before, I think. I don't know. And then you go up here, and you're like, whoa. This is really hard. This game is so hard, and it's also really challenging and fair. and it's good. But it's also fucking bullshit. I died to all these enemies. But then you realize that the reason you died is because the game is trying to tell you something. And it's really deep, and you understand later in life that the game is good, and that all these things that you thought were bad is good, and that you just actually love this game. And that's just it's just straight up really good. So, and you kill all these fellers after slaughtering 1,000,000 hollows, 5 billion hollows dead. You arrive through another white light gate, and you loot a corpse over here for a soul of lost and dead. And you just instinctively know that that's like a piggy bank sort of thing. You break it to get more souls, and that's about all it is. And you don't need to look in your inventory to figure out what it is, and you just keep going, and then you just kill everything. And then you heal when you get hurt, because you've learned how to heal at this point. And that's fucking... The game is really fucking easy, and it's a really good game, but it's also just really shit, and it's bad, but it's also really good. You come here as a bonfire, and you light the bonfire, you sit down, oh, maybe I can level up, oh, look at that, I can level up, and then you level up, I guess, why not, because you have the souls for it, and you look at, wow, I gotta explore, wow, and that's about it, that's the game, that's basically Dark Souls in a nutshell. And so the conclusion is that it's a really challenging and hard game, but it's also a really good and fair game. And it's also fucking bullshit, but it's a really good and challenging, fair and nice, lighthearted, lovable, fun-loving game. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all my Patreons. There's at least 4 of them, and they're all a bunch of cocksuckers. They all just beg for my cock every day, and I can't thank them enough. I have not come as much this month as I've never come this much in my life, really, as I have this month of having a Patreon, because they all just want to see my dick. And I've been talking to so many Patreons just constantly. I've just been fucking my fans. I love them, and I would fuck them every day of my life if I could. I love them so much, I am having sex with my fans. See you in my next video.
Angel sent from